What's up, everybody? So today we are back working on the Civic once again. Now in the last video you guys saw, we ended up getting the valve cover completed, so hopefully we have no leaks or anything there. And I mentioned that I want to go ahead and start doing the wiring harness, so we can go ahead and plug in each one of our coil packs, our fuel rail, and everything that goes down here. As far as like the wiring that we have the one that was out of the manual car, the black Civic. So here it is. We went ahead, we got it all prepped up. We put all new clips and stuff on it because the one that was on there previously had a bunch of brackets on there and they all rusted and stuck shut, so we couldn't really use these. And now we have these new ones on here from the automatic harness. So I guess we can go ahead, start plugging this all in. This is probably gonna take a little bit of time, but not be too bad. Main thing is just making sure we get everything where it needs to go and then run it through the firewall and get the ECU all hooked up. So I guess
jump in.
Let's go ahead and jump into this. So we just managed to get the wiring harness all connected. Everything is done. There are a few plugs that I'm not really sure where they go to. As far as where, like the original plugs, we kind of matched it up to the other harness. It's kind of nice having this harness here so we can just kind of match up and see which ones we have and which ones we don't have. But for this one, we don't have these two plugs here, which I believe is something to do with VTEC. When we disconnected it over there, we had a different head because this engine here is not VTEC. It's a D17A1, where the other one was a D17A2. So there are going to be a little bit of slight differences here. So we have those two plugs there. This one here, this is the O2 sensor for the top of the exhaust manifold. If you guys remember, the black Civic that we tore apart had like a header, I guess. It wasn't really header. I mean, I don't know if it was aftermarket or not, but it did not have this O2 sensor. And as far as the plugs go, we have the other one. The lower O2 sensor is plugged in here, and that's the only one on the harness to plug in an O2 sensor. So there's that.
There's this guy.
You have that guy there, which we did find. That'll plug into the air box. So that one's gonna go somewhere. I think there was still one more over here. Yeah.
Yeah. It was...
There's just one that's just by itself. It doesn't really show or that it goes anywhere. I don't have anywhere to plug it in. So I'm not really sure if that's going to cause any issues or not. If you guys know, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, I think we are done with the wiring harness. All that's left to do is go ahead, run the rest of it through the firewall, and get our ECU hooked up. And then we should be about done. All that's left to do is battery tray, battery, airbox, and all that stuff. Oh, and I also want you guys to kind of take a vote. I ended up putting on this Honda cover here for the coil packs and stuff. I know the engine's not VTEC, but I'm going to let you guys kind of vote on it, whether or not we throw this one on there. I do need to clean this one up. It's disgusting, but I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to throw that one on there. And I also almost want to go through like a white paint pen or something and make the lettering white. So I think the VTEC one would be cool. Even though the engine's not VTEC, it'd just be kind of fun to throw it on there just because I have it. Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, let's go ahead, run that through the firewall, and get the ECU plugged in now. Alright, so hopefully you guys can see this. We went ahead, ran the wire harness from the firewall to the inside. This is where like the glove box and stuff goes. This big piece here is going to connect to the dash harness, so it's just going to go there. And then you have these two plugs, as well as this plug, which is going to connect into the manual ECU, which I have here. This was out of the black EM2, and should be pretty easy. Just plug it in. There's a couple studs back there that we have to put some nuts on so that this can be bolted in place, and then we can go and plug it all in. So we just managed to get the ECU put in. It was a little bit of a challenge to get that in there. This isn't like necessarily like a straight shot. It's kind of got to go at an angle before it goes straight, but we got it all bolted in. It's good to go. Next up, we can go ahead, put each one of these plugs in place, and then put our glove box and everything back together. guys have it. We got the wiring harness all done. It's completed. Surprisingly enough, doing the wiring in the engine bay here was actually pretty easy. Just kind of finding the plugs, seeing where they go. It just kind of,
at home.
Yeah, it was all just simple plug and play. The main thing that we had an issue with was the ECU, which surprisingly you wouldn't think it would be. You think it just slides straight in, but
Didn't want to.
no. We had to kind of clearance it, push down on kind of like the blower motor and stuff like that to get it to go in, which it finally did. So now that's all done. We managed to get the glove box all put back together. So
She's buttoned up.
yeah, she's all done. Wiring harness, like I said, is done. So I think with that being said, we're probably going to end the video out here just because when I mentioned starting this whole series, I want to break everything up individually so you guys can kind of follow along with us as far as this goes. You guys are doing this yourself, so this is just kind of wiring harness side. Next up, we have shifter, pedals, master cylinder, slave cylinder, and then I think
We can start it.
we're done. Yeah, we're getting
Go
really
for a
close.
drive.
I can't wait. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to see this car actually run, and I will see you guys in the next one.